Coming up, a look at some Big Ten tournament action.
And later, Iowa has some new national champions.
DITV Sports in the Zone. I'm Colin Carruthers.
And I'm Joel Keller, and we're going to give you a look at everything going on in Hawkeye athletics.
Well, to start things off, Hawkeye Hoops was in full action, and the women's basketball team got a couple of wins in the Big Ten tournament over the weekend.
That's right, but they lost a close one on Friday to send them home, and DITV's Brady Barron was in Indianapolis to break down their loss to Ohio State.
The Iowa Hawkeyes dropped a heartbreaker to the Ohio State Buckeyes in the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament, losing 60-59. Iowa stumbled out of the gates while Ohio State charged out, taking an early 12-5 lead led by Cody McMahon. Hawkeye fans answered with some "Let's Go Hawks" chants to help Iowa force 4 turnovers in the final 5 minutes and cut the lead to 5.
They played a lot more zone defense than the first time we played them, and we didn't execute real well against it, and so that gave us problems.
Iowa took their first lead in the second quarter on the back of a Hannah Stolke bucket to make it 28-26, but a tough and one from Taylor Theory snagged the lead back before halftime. The third quarter was a back-and-forth battle, with each team trading shots from all over the court, but a late OSU bucket gave them yet another end-of-quarter lead. The fourth quarter was a physical battle. Lucy Olson, who led the team with 14 points through the first 3 quarters, was held scoreless in the fourth, and Taylor McCabe missed 3 shots from deep, going 0 for 6 on the day.
I think we got a lot of good open shots. We just didn't hit as many as we needed to.
Unfortunately, Taylor McCabe was just really cold. I'll take Taylor McCabe just about every day.
Sydney Fulter got hot, hitting a tough lay and a big 3 to take the lead with about a minute left, but a Stolke foul on McMahon sent her to the line to take the lead. A Fulter with a chance to win the game missed a physical layup with 0.7 seconds left on the clock. Stolke got a look to take the lead, but left it short, sending the Buckeyes on to the semifinal.
I think you better look first and foremost at the decisions you were making. Maybe I should have gone a different way in that last 6.8 seconds, but I wouldn't trade the experience. I wouldn't trade the fun of trying to win it.
Despite the loss, Coach Jan Jensen's proud of the Hawkeyes' fight this season, and she's ready for the NCAA tournament.
These guys should feel really good. It was big shoes when they all started. Their shadows were looming, and non-con went pretty well, hit a little rockiness, but boy, I think we should feel pretty good going in the tournament.
The Hawkeyes won't know where they'll play until Selection Sunday on March 16th. From Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, Brady Barron, DITV Sports.
We'll have a look at where the Hawkeyes might play in the NCAA tournament later on.
Moving on to the men's team, they got a big win over the weekend to keep their season alive. Last night, the Hawkeyes took down the Nebraska Cornhuskers in a win in battle, winning 83-68. The Hawkeyes were led by Peyton Sanford, who scored 22 points and hauled in 8 rebounds, willing the Hawkeyes into the Big Ten tournament.
That's what he wanted for his brother. That's what he wanted for his teammates. That's what he wanted to do when he came back to lead this team. So seeing him enjoy that opportunity, that's what puts a smile on my face.
We'll take a look at how the men's bracket is going to shake out here in a few moments, and it's going to be a tough road for the Hawkeyes.
Oh, absolutely it is. But, well, for one season came to an end this weekend, it was national title season for the women's wrestling team at Extreme Arena. The Iowa Hawkeyes had 3 wrestlers who climbed to the top of the podium to be crowned as national champions.
The championship bouts began for Iowa at 145 pounds as Macy Kilty faced former Hawkeye and North Central's 3rd-ranked Bella Murray. In what was a scrappy and highly contested matchup, Kilty would walk away with a 7-2 win and finish her season 28-0.
She came in my face and I don't even know if she knew what she was going to say to me. She just wanted to start something, and I just said, hey, respect my school.
Next, it was Kennedy Blades and Kylie Welker, who both won by tech fall to finish undefeated seasons. It was Blades who was named the tournament's most outstanding wrestler, and Welker, who won in 58 seconds, who became the program's first back-to-back individual champion. JC Fuller would also compete in the championship round, where she would lose and finish in 2nd at 207 pounds. But the team would still finish the evening by dancing around a shrine of trophies and taking a deep breath, becoming national champions in their 2nd consecutive season.
We brought 15 All-15 All-American. You know, it's is a testament to each and every one of them.
Well, this past weekend, Iowa also had 4 wrestlers who finished third in their respective brackets, which really helped them push their score to 201.5 for their second straight national title.
And I know it might be early to look this far into the future, but I am very intrigued with how things will go next season because women's wrestling is becoming the 91st NCAA championship sport.
Absolutely. It's going to be really exciting. They'll be joining the men's team as a championship sport. And, well, they were also in action this past weekend in the Big Ten tournament. We have DITV's Elise Scan, who went to Illinois for full coverage of the tournament.
The second-ranked Iowa men's wrestling team came in third place in the 2025 Big Ten Wrestling Championships. On the first day of the tournament, Iowa sent 5 wrestlers to the semifinals, going 5-1 in the first round matches and 5-4 in the quarterfinals. Coming into Sunday, Iowa had 3 wrestlers in the 3rd and 5th place rounds. Gabe Arnold and Patrick Kennedy both came in 3rd place, along with Kyle Parko in 4th and Ben Keeter in 3rd.
I think one thing this weekend did for me is just realize how hard college wrestling is, I guess you could say. And if you don't step out there every time and you're not ready, you're gonna get beat or you're not gonna wrestle as good as you should.
Later in the evening, 3 Iowa wrestlers competed in the championship, starting with Drake Ayala in the 133. The match started out even-paced until 15 seconds into the second period. Number 2, Luke Bird from Illinois, hit the gas, pinning Ayala and snatching the number 1 rank for himself. Things did not look up for the next Iowa wrestler as Mikey Caliendo in the 157 took the loss to Penn State's Messenbrink in a battle down to the final second. Number 1 ranked Stephen Buchanan was all the Hawkeyes had left in the finals as they needed another win, but he couldn't quite get it. The number 1 ranked 197-pound wrestler was handed his first loss of the entire season, bringing his overall record to 20-1 and shocking the wrestling world.
I think you have to be looking forward, and you evaluate, you look forward, you get better, and you got to really look forward to the competition, not just looking forward because the date's on the calendar. You're looking forward to the competition. Like, I'm excited to compete in the national championships.
The Hawkeyes will now look forward to the NCAA National Championships just in a little under 2 weeks. From Welsh Ryan Arena, Elise Scan, DITV Sports.
Well, Joel, it just seems as if all of these sports are just charging towards the finish line.
It absolutely does, and there's nothing better than tournament time, filling out some brackets, even though mine always lose. But we're going to send it to Sydney Goldberg, who is joining us in the studio for some projections and set brackets and what they look like.
Thanks, guys. The women's basketball team is up in the air with where they will play, but with it being Selection Sunday now just under a week away, most projections are looking at Iowa sliding in as a 6 seed or even a 7 seed, though most are leaning toward them being a 6 seed line. In the latest ESPN bracketology, Iowa will be a 6 seed facing 11 seed James Madison in Durham, North Carolina, whereas Duke would host the number 3 seed. In this projection, if the Hawkeyes were to beat James Madison and Duke, they could be set up for a date with the TCU Horned Frogs, new home of Haley Van Lith, who had a couple battles with the Caitlin Clark-led Hawkeyes in recent years. The men's team, however, does know who they will face Wednesday, as they will be in Indianapolis for the first round of the Big Ten tournament. They just got in with a win over Nebraska, so they are the 15th and last seed in the tournament and will play first the 10th seeded Ohio State. If they were able to get past the Buckeyes, they would compete with the 7th seed Illinois Fighting Illini. The men are currently projected to miss the NCAA tournament, so they'll need a strong showing in the Big Ten tournament to get any buzz, and they may even need to win the whole thing. It would have to look similar to what NC State did last year, going on a run in March, winning the ACC and sliding into the Big Dance. Selection Sunday will take place on March 16th following the men's Big Ten championship, where the Hawkeyes will learn what their future will hold. That's been a little bit of a look into Madness of March. Back to you guys.
Well, how cool would it be if you make a run like that? But I don't know if you heard, Joel, spring break is actually coming up for this week for students, which I know I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I definitely am too, but the softball team's still out here participating, still playing a ton of games, and they're down in Alabama for the spring break showdown, where they went 1-3. But down south, good warm weather. The Hawkeyes would face Louisiana Lafayette and the number 21 team in the country, Alabama, twice, once each on Friday as well as on Saturday. Iowa would win their first game of the weekend against the Raging Cajuns 4-2.
Well, however, they then lost in 6 innings to the Crimson Tide, and They would lose both games the following day by a total of 7 runs and are now 14-8 on the season. But the softball team also had some major shakeup over the weekend. Interim head coach Brian Levine has been let go from the program following a meeting that he called with the team about some players' decision to kneel during the national anthem. After he felt he was sticking up for players who, quote, didn't have his back, he told players after their only win this weekend that was the last game he had coached at Iowa. Stating in a message to the Daily Iowan, quote, that's not an environment I condone or promote, let alone be blamed for later for creating, end quote. Well, there have been some major changes with softball so much already this season.
The team will look to stay on track with their home opener coming up on Wednesday. The Hawkeyes will compete in a doubleheader against the St. Thomas Tommies starting at 3 p.m. on Big Ten Plus.
Well, on the other side of the diamond, Iowa baseball won 2 of their 3 games in their Big Ten opening series this weekend on the road against Rutgers. While the Hawkeyes lost Game 1 on Friday 4-5, they would storm back in their other 2 games.
Saturday was an offensive onslaught as Iowa won 16-0 in 7 innings and slugged a grand total of 6 home runs on the day. This bled into the rubber match yesterday where Iowa continued to take care of business with a 12-6 win. Well, next up for the baseball team, they have a home battle with Augustana on Tuesday. Then they're going to stay home and host the Michigan State Spartans this weekend for their first Big Ten home series. Well, now, Joel, I think it's time. We've held them off long enough. I think it's time for our favorite part of the show. I think so, too. I'm looking forward to it. Our top 5 plays here on In the Zone. First, starting with number 5, looking over to the tennis courts. Iowa taking on number 4, Michigan. Nikita Vishwash there, the dump, getting it over there. The reaction, the speed, as it was right there, right before it lands, sends it back. Now, Iowa would still lose the doubles point to the number 4 team, Michigan. Now number 4, Blake Guerin stepping in. He's been hot and he stays hot. Launching it to deep left center field. A no-doubter, a solo shot to put the Hawkeyes up 16-0. Another look. What a swing, 425 feet. Blake Guerin is hot. Now for number 3, going over to Iowa Gymnastics, there's senior night. They're taking on the Iowa State Cyclones as Karina Munoz on vault sticks the landing. She's been phenomenal all season long for this team. She was the all-around winner and had a 9-9 score on vault, which led her team in that event. And we'll sneak right back to the diamond where Anthony Watts is on the mound, fields it behind his back over to second and getting it over the first double play. I mean, what a play there by Anthony Watts. Can you even believe it? No, I am shocked that you can even do that. The reaction speed, the whole thing. But looking over at our top play on In the Zone, Kylie Welker and the NCWWC Championships taking on the number 2 seed from Grand Valley State. The barrel roll points there. She would win the championship bout in just 58 seconds. And Joel, we just saw some tennis there in the top 5, but they start off Big Ten play with 2 home matches against Michigan State or Michigan, or rather as Michiganders would say it, from here and from here. The Hawkeyes first hosted the Spartans where Iowa got an early lead as they earned the doubles point and dropped only 1 singles match on their other way to a 4-1 victory. Then they welcomed the number 4 team in the country who made quick work of Iowa, winning the doubles point and their first 3 singles matches for a 4-0 win. Tennis will next travel to our neighbors to the east in Illinois. They'll first face the Fighting Illini this upcoming Friday. Then the team will head up to Evanston on Sunday to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Well, then Iowa Gymnastics wrapped up senior night with the 4th highest team score in program history to take down the Cyclones 197-195. Hawkeyes would break season-high team scores on both bars and beam as the team moved to 4-3 on the season. Karina Munoz would score a 9.9 on beam, following senior Haley Tyson with the same score. Munoz would also win the all-around title with a score of 39.475. And the 5 seniors honored for Iowa now close out their careers with undefeated records in the Cyhawk Series. Well, that'll be a look at everything we have here on DITV Sports in the Zone. I'm Colin Carruthers. And I'm Joel Keller.
Make sure to tune in next week keep up with all of Hawkeye Sports on DailyIowan.com and DITV Sports YouTube page. Again, we'll join you next week for DITV Sports in the Zone.